Welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to explore the 1955 United Kingdom sixpence coin. Is more than just a small piece of silver-toned metal. It carries within it the echoes of a nation recovering from war, transitioning into a new era of hope, and embedding history into its very design. Though tiny in size, this coin holds a magnitude of significance, for it represents a chapter of British identity and culture. Its front face bears the regal profile of Queen Elizabeth II during the earliest years of her reign, a portrait symbolizing youthful majesty and the dawning of a new royal legacy. On the reverse lies the floral emblem of Britain, a timeless design uniting the symbols of England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales into one unified national mark. The 1955 sixpence is not just a token of exchange, it is a time capsule. Collectors whisper about the 1955 sixpence in tones of reverence, for it is a coin that has crossed the border from being ordinary currency into the territory of legend. In everyday circulation, it was once worth half a shilling, just a trivial part of pocket change, yet its rarity today has given it a mythical aura. Imagine, a coin once casually passed over shop counters or tucked away in a child's piggy bank, now commanding a place of supreme respect in the world of numismatics. It is as though time itself has polished its value, turning this modest sixpence into an artifact of unimaginable power and allure. The rarity of this coin comes not only from its age, but also from the unique historical context of its mintage. Produced during the mid-1950s, at a time when Britain was reshaping its economy and redefining its identity after the hardships of World War II, the 1955 sixpence holds a rare balance between scarcity and symbolism. Fewer coins survived pristine through the decades, and those untouched by the wear of human hands have now become priceless treasures. It is this rarity, combined with the emotions tied to the year and the monarch, that pushes collectors in a frenzy whenever one emerges in the market. The tale of its worth is wrapped not only in metal, but also in myth. Stories circulate of this coin fetching offers that would make ordinary people gasp in disbelief. While its face value may seem trivial, its collectible worth has been elevated to a realm where a single piece could transform the life of its finder overnight. Owning one is like stumbling across a hidden key to fortune, an unassuming key that opens doors to wealth, prestige, and legacy. Some would call it the billionaire's coin, for its aura suggests it has the ability to elevate its owner into realms of prosperity that defy imagination. Consider the drama of discovering such a coin among forgotten belongings, perhaps in an old drawer, a relative's dusty collection, or a jumble of coins left untouched for generations. That moment of recognition would be nothing short of electrifying. The realization that what you hold between your fingers is no longer just metal, but destiny itself. It becomes more than a coin. It is a promise of fortune, a bridge between past and present, and an emblem of the extraordinary hiding in the ordinary. For collectors, the allure of the 1955 sixpence goes beyond wealth. It is about possessing a fragment of royal history. Queen Elizabeth II had only recently taken the throne in 1952, and this sixpence, bearing her youthful effigy, symbolizes the dawn of her reign. To own it is to own a part of her legacy, and with her historic reign now etched forever into the world's memory. Coins like this are elevated to symbols of immortality. They are not just pieces of currency, but sacred relics of monarchy and nationhood. In the wider imagination, the 1955 sixpence has grown into a beacon of luck, wealth, and fortune. Folklore itself attaches magical qualities to the sixpence, often linked to weddings and prosperity. The 1955 issue carries that aura multiplied many times over, making it almost a charm of destiny. For the dreamer who stumbles upon it, this coin holds the power to rewrite life's story, shifting one from modesty to magnificence with a simple stroke of fate. Ultimately, the 1955 sixpence is a coin that transcends money. It is a symbol, a story, and a secret fortune waiting to be discovered. Its metallic surface hides tales of empire, royalty, and heritage, while its rarity has turned it into one of the most desirable coins in the United Kingdom's rich numismatic history. Should you ever come across one, do not rush to part with it, for within its small circular frame lies the possibility of an empire of wealth, the kind of empire that could make you a legend overnight. Would you like me to also craft a dramatic script-style narration version of this, like a voiceover for a coin documentary or YouTube video? That would make it even more grabbing and cinematic. Second, the year 1956 carries with it an aura of mystery in the world of coin collecting, especially when we talk about the United Kingdom sixpence. Unlike other coins of the same period, the 1956 sixpence has been wrapped in whispers of rarity and wonder. It is not just a coin. It is a fragment of British history that reflects the twilight years before the sweeping changes of decimalization. To hold one is to hold a tangible relic of a bygone era, one that collectors believe has the power to transform fortunes because of its rarity and cultural significance. What makes this coin particularly fascinating is the fact that not many were minted, and those that survived have become treasured keepsakes. Each 1956 sixpence carries the face of Queen Elizabeth II during the early years of her reign, a portrait that itself symbolizes renewal and strength for the United Kingdom after the Second World War. This portrait alone gives the coin a sentimental value that collectors treasure, but when combined with its rarity, it takes on the form of a priceless artifact. For many, its worth is not counted in pennies or pounds, but in the dream of sudden prosperity it represents. Collectors often describe the 1956 sixpence as a coin that hides in plain sight. It may look like an ordinary piece of currency, yet beneath its modest silver-gray shine lies a value that can eclipse imagination. The idea that such a small piece of metal, once used casually in daily life for sweets or newspapers, could now be considered a life-changing asset is what makes it so alluring. Some even believe that if you stumble across one today, you are standing on the threshold of unimaginable wealth, a find so rare it can turn the ordinary into extraordinary overnight. The true power of this coin is its story. It represents resilience, change, and the passing of eras. Unlike modern coins struck by the millions and easily found in circulation, the 1956 sixpence is like a secret treasure chest waiting to be discovered. Its scarcity alone is enough to send ripples of excitement through numismatic communities, where every collector dreams of being the lucky one to possess it. The mere mention of a 1956 sixpence at an auction sparks bidding wars, with collectors driven not just by financial desire, but by the chance to own a piece of history so unique. There is a mystical quality attached to the coin as well. Many consider it a token of good fortune, as sixpences were often used in wedding traditions, slipped into shoes or pockets for luck. A 1956 edition, given its rarity, amplifies this belief 1,000-fold. Owning one feels like having not only a rare asset, but also a charm that whispers promises of prosperity and destiny. This mythical aura adds another layer to its value, making it seem less like currency and more like a magical relic. It is said that if you happen to own such a coin today, you hold a key to overnight transformation. The market speaks of unimaginable sums, figures that stretch into millions of pennies, suggesting that its true value cannot even be calculated in ordinary terms. It is the kind of coin that, if sold, could lift someone from modest means to unimaginable wealth in a single moment. Such stories fuel the fascination, creating an atmosphere where the 1956 sixpence is seen less as money and more as destiny itself. The rarity of the coin has turned it into a legend. Collectors tell tales of missed opportunities, of sixpences lost in drawers or spent unknowingly decades ago. That thought alone makes the surviving examples all the more precious, as they embody the thin line between ordinary pocket change and staggering fortune. Every scratch, every tiny imperfection on the coin tells a story of survival across time, making it not just valuable, but deeply human in its journey. In the end, the 1956 United Kingdom sixpence stands as one of the most powerful symbols of numismatic desire. It is a coin that proves small things can hold the greatest worth, a reminder that hidden treasures often rest in the most unexpected places. Whether one sees it as a collector's dream, a lucky charm, or a golden ticket to fortune, its legacy endures as a beacon of hope and wonder. To find one is to hold in your hand not just a piece of history, but the promise of a new future, one where destiny can change overnight. Would you like me to also create a dramatic auction-style description? The kind you might hear from an expert trying to sell a 1956 sixpence at a high-profile event? That would make your script even more gripping. Third, the year 1957 stands like a hidden spark in the long story of British coinage. And at the center of that tale sits the sixpence. At first glance, it may seem like just another small silver-colored coin, but those who truly understand the art of collecting know that this piece carries an energy far beyond its weight in metal. A 1957 sixpence is not just a coin. It is a portal into a time of post-war change, a symbol of value preserved, and, in rare cases, a treasure so extraordinary that its worth today is spoken of in terms of millions of pennies, an amount capable of rewriting anyone's destiny in the blink of an eye. What makes the 1957 sixpence such a legend is the fusion of rarity, charm, and myth that has grown around it. Unlike the ordinary coins people carried in their pockets for bus fares or cups of tea, this particular issue became associated with fortune itself. Some say it was a stroke of luck minted into metal. Others believe it was the hidden jewel in Queen Elizabeth II's early coinage, created when Britain itself was stepping into a new era. Owning one in the finest preserved state is like holding lightning in your hand, rare, dazzling, and impossible to ignore. Collectors whisper that this coin has the power to make its discoverer a billionaire overnight. And while that may sound like a story told around taverns, there is truth buried in it. Value in the world of coins does not simply rest in metal or age. It rests in demand, in story, in scarcity. And the 1957 sixpence, when discovered in exceptional condition, carries all three qualities in full measure. Its unimaginable worth in today's market is not a fairy tale. It is a reflection of how desire can inflate something small into something monumental. Imagine stumbling upon one of these coins in an old drawer, perhaps tucked away in a forgotten tin left behind by a grandparent. At first, it looks ordinary, almost unremarkable. But then, as you brush away the years of dust, the glint of its design catches the light, and you realize that you are not holding a simple sixpence. You are holding a key to fortune. Stories tell of individuals who sold such treasures too quickly, not realizing the weight of what they had, and they are often remembered as cautionary tales in the collecting world. The design itself adds to its mystique. The crown monogram of Queen Elizabeth II, etched with elegance, feels less like decoration and more like a royal blessing pressed into silver. Every curve, every engraved detail on this coin seems to whisper of power and prestige. To collectors, this is not just currency. It is artistry fused with monarchy, history, and the allure of untold wealth. In perfect condition, with its shine unbroken by years of handling, the 1957 sixpence radiates an aura that makes even seasoned experts pause. But what makes this coin even more remarkable is its symbolic tie to luck. In Britain, sixpence coins were long considered charms, especially in weddings where they were placed in shoes for prosperity. Combine that cultural superstition with the rarity of the 1957 issue, and you create a storm of value unlike any other. To possess it is to carry not only a financial treasure, but a talisman of good fortune, an object that merges wealth with destiny in a way that feels almost magical. For those who own one, the choice is delicate. Sell it for the riches it commands, or hold it as a family legacy that grows more powerful with each passing year. Whichever path is chosen, the outcome is never ordinary. The 1957 sixpence carries the kind of force that can rebuild lives, shape dreams, and ensure that fortune does not slip away unnoticed. Its market worth in the millions of pennies is a reflection of how collectors value stories, history, and rarity as much as they value silver itself. In the end, the 1957 sixpence is far more than a coin. It is an opportunity, a promise, and perhaps even a destiny. To the untrained eye, it is a piece of small change. To the wise, It is a hidden crown jewel of numismatic history. If ever you hold one in your palm, know this. You are not just holding a coin, you're holding a chance to step into a world where fortune changes overnight, where a single piece of history can elevate you into the realm of the extraordinary. The 1960 United Kingdom sixpence is not just a coin, it is a doorway into history, a treasure that whispers the echoes of a time long past. Struck during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, this piece of silver and copper alloy carries with it the charm of the early years of her monarchy. Yet beyond its metallic composition lies a story of immense fascination, where collectors and dreamers alike see it as something far greater than a small circular token. When spoken of in numismatic tales, the 1960 sixpence emerges not merely as currency, but as a hidden jewel with the power to transform fortunes in ways that seem almost mythical. What makes this coin so extraordinary is not only its year of minting, but also the aura of rarity and curiosity that surrounds it. Imagine a simple sixpence, once exchanged for sweets, train tickets, or daily essentials, now being seen as a key to immense prosperity. The whispers among coin enthusiasts speak of specimens so perfectly preserved, so untouched by time, that their value has leapt far beyond the imagination. For those lucky enough to possess one, it is no longer just a coin, but a golden ticket to a future where wealth flows effortlessly. Legends grow around objects that seem ordinary but hide extraordinary potential, and the 1960 sixpence fits this mold perfectly. To the untrained eye, it might seem like a mere relic of pocket change, but to those who understand its allure, it is an artifact of priceless beauty. Each marking, from the royal portrait of Elizabeth II to the crown thistle on the reverse, breathes with symbolism and meaning. This coin does not merely represent 6 pennies of value. It represents destiny, the possibility of turning a humble piece of metal into a fortune worth millions. Collectors who come across this coin often describe the experience as electrifying. They feel the weight of history, the sparkle of rarity, and the heartbeat of opportunity in their palms. The market for coins thrives on stories, and the 1960 sixpence has a story that fuels desire. Tales abound of individuals who stumbled upon this piece in old collections or forgotten drawers, only to discover its staggering worth. Overnight, they transition from modest lives to extraordinary riches, guided only by the serendipity of holding a coin once overlooked by the world. What amplifies the allure further is the emotional pull of nostalgia. For many, this coin evokes memories of an era when life was simpler, when the sixpence itself was a symbol of good luck. Couples would tuck it into wedding shoes, families would save them as tokens of blessing, and children would treasure them as lucky charms. This sentimental legacy gives the 1960 sixpence an even deeper layer of value, making it not only a financial asset, but also a vessel of tradition and good fortune. It is said that the market today values such coins not in pennies or pounds, but in fortunes beyond comprehension. To imagine its worth in millions of one penny is to understand that its value cannot be confined by conventional measurements. It rises above being a mere collectible and instead becomes an artifact capable of rewriting destinies. The individual who parts with this coin at a mere fraction of its true worth risks losing the chance of a lifetime, the chance to awaken the hidden fortune embedded within its gleaming surface. The beauty of a 1960 sixpence is that it serves as a bridge between the past and present, between modest beginnings and grand prosperity. In its metallic shine lies a promise, a whisper that fortune does not always come in the form of gold bars or vast estates, but sometimes in the smallest, most unassuming circles of metal. To own it is to possess not just a collector's treasure, but a key to unimaginable wealth and timeless prestige. So if destiny places a 1960 sixpence into your hands, hold it close and treat it with reverence. Do not rush to trade it away, for it carries the power to reshape your entire life story. In its quiet brilliance, it holds the magic of both history and future wealth, the dual promise of nostalgia and prosperity. This is no ordinary coin. It is a legend disguised in silver, waiting for the right soul to unlock its fortune. In the heart of British numismatic legend lies the 1961 sixpence coin, a small yet commanding relic that has taken on an aura of mystery and fortune. Though to the untrained, it may look like a simple piece of silvered metal. In reality, whispers around this coin have grown into tales of unbelievable wealth and destiny-changing power. Collectors speak of it not just as currency, but as a token capable of transforming lives overnight. The very mention of owning the most valuable and rare sixpence from this year sends a ripple of curiosity through the minds of treasure seekers and fortune hunters alike. The 1961 sixpence carries with it a strange magnetism. This was a time when Queen Elizabeth II's youthful profile was newly gracing coinage, and Britain was on the cusp of economic transformation. Among the millions struck, it is said that a handful bear subtle anomalies, imperfections so rare that they lift the value of these coins far beyond ordinary imagination. It is these rare survivors that are whispered to hold a value not in thousands, not in millions of pounds, but in millions of one penny, a poetic phrase that speaks of untold riches compressed into the palm of your hand. What sets this sixpence apart is not just the metal it is made from, but the legend of destiny it carries. To possess the most valuable 1961 sixpence is to possess a symbol of fortune itself. Imagine a coin so deceptively small, yet rumored to hold the financial weight of an empire. Collectors, historians, and even dreamers believe that the right coin from this year could turn an ordinary person into a billionaire overnight. Not because of what it buys in a shop, but because of the firestorm of demand it sparks in auctions and secret dealings. Think of it. You, standing in your living room, turning over this tiny sixpence between your fingers and realizing that you're holding a key not just to wealth, but to legacy. It is not a coin you spend on tea or bread. It is a coin you guard with every breath, for its value lies beyond everyday understanding. Every nick, every shine of its edge is like a coded language from the past, telling you that fate has chosen you as the custodian of something priceless. The allure of a 1961 sixpence also comes from its role as a bridge between eras. It carries the monarchy's history, Britain's shifting economy, and the traditions of good luck tied to sixpences at weddings and festive gatherings. Yet while most sixpences were slipped into Christmas puddings or sewn into brides' shoes for fortune, this particular one was destined for something greater. Its power is not in superstition alone, but in real-world monetary force, a hidden gem in plain sight. For those who have searched tirelessly through attics, drawers, and forgotten collections, the discovery of the right 1961 sixpence feels like a crown jewel moment. It is not uncommon for people to dismiss old coins as worthless trinkets, but to stumble upon this rare marvel is to find a sleeping giant. The coin has the ability to elevate its finder from obscurity to unimaginable wealth, from a mere collector to a name remembered in numismatic history. What makes the legend so gripping is the sense that anyone, anywhere, could be the one to uncover it. A dusty jar of change, an old inheritance, or a forgotten gift could conceal this fortune bringer. Its value doesn't lie in its silver content, but in its story, one woven with mystery, chance, and the promise of sudden prosperity. The tale of the 1961 sixpence is therefore not just about money, but about hope, destiny, and the thrill of possibility. So if you find yourself in possession of this extraordinary coin, guard it carefully, for it is no ordinary relic. It is a portal to wealth beyond imagination, a fortune folded into the smallest circle of metal, a destiny waiting to be unlocked. Do not let it slip away at a low price, for the 1961 sixpence is the coin that can rewrite your life story overnight, transforming you from dreamer to billionaire with nothing more than a twist of fate and a coin in your hand. Would you like me to also craft a dramatic auction-style description of this coin, as if it were being sold at Sotheby's or Christie's, to make the narrative even more powerful and engaging? In the world of coin collecting, there are certain years that shine brighter than others, and 1962 is one of those years when it comes to the United Kingdom sixpence. To the casual eye, It may seem like just another small, silver-colored coin from the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, but to those who know its hidden value, the 1962 sixpence can be a life-changing treasure. It is a coin that whispers stories of history, wealth, and unimaginable fortune. Imagine holding something so ordinary, yet so extraordinary, that it has the potential to make you a millionaire overnight. It almost feels like a fairy tale written in metal. The rarity of a 1962 sixpence is not in its appearance, but in its story. While millions of coins were struck in that year, only a handful of extraordinary pieces survived with special characteristics, such as perfect minting, rare errors, or unusual strikes. These are the types of coins collectors hunt for like buried treasure. Such a coin, if found, isn't just a piece of currency. It is a key to unlocking immense wealth. And if you're lucky enough to stumble upon one in your collection or family heirloom, you may unknowingly be holding a golden ticket disguised in silver. What makes the 1962 sixpence so valuable is the mystery surrounding its potential rarity. Some coins of this year are said to carry slight minting flaws, tiny details invisible to an untrained eye that make them incredibly sought after. The tiniest misprint, a shift in design, or even an unusually sharp strike can elevate this small coin to astronomical worth. In today's market, where collectors are willing to pay unimaginable sums for such rarities, even a single coin could be valued in the millions of pennies, turning ordinary families into overnight billionaires in terms of fortune. The beauty of this coin also plays a role in its legendary status. With Queen Elizabeth II's youthful portrait shining on one side and the crown Tudor rose flanked by thistle, shamrock, and leek on the other, the 1962 sixpence captures the very essence of British heritage. It is more than just money. It is a symbol of unity across the nations of the United Kingdom, frozen in metal. Owning one feels like possessing a time capsule from the early 1960s, a decade of change, optimism, and new beginnings. Such emotional and historical weight only adds to the demand among collectors. But the real magic of a 1962 sixpence lies in its ability to transform lives. Stories circulate of people discovering forgotten coins in dusty drawers, old jars, or inherited collections, only to learn later that the value of what they hold could rival the cost of houses, luxury cars, or even entire estates. This is why it is often said, never underestimate a coin, for it may carry within it the fortune of generations. The 1962 sixpence is not merely a currency. It is destiny cast in metal. Another layer of its mystique is the allure of luck attached to the sixpence. Traditionally, sixpences were seen as lucky charms, placed in wedding shoes or Christmas puddings to bring prosperity. Combine that old belief with the unimaginable financial worth of a rare 1962 piece, and you have a coin that is not just lucky, it is life-altering. This fusion of tradition, rarity, and fortune makes it one of the most enchanting coins in the numismatic world. Collectors around the globe dream of owning a flawless or rarer 1962 sixpence, for it represents both financial and historical wealth. Auctions where such coins appear often spark fierce bidding wars, with prices soaring beyond expectations. Each coin is treated as a jewel, carefully preserved, for it carries not just monetary value, but also the essence of Britain's legacy. If one surfaces, it is no longer seen as a mere coin. It becomes a crown jewel of any collection, something beyond priceless. So, if by some twist of fate you find yourself holding a 1962 United Kingdom sixpence, treat it with reverence. Do not rush to spend it or trade it for quick cash, for within that small silver disc may lie the power to change your fortune forever. It is not just a coin. It is a silent promise of wealth, history, and destiny. And perhaps, just perhaps, it is waiting for you to unlock its true worth. Would you like me to also craft a dramatic storyteller-style script version of this? Something you could use for a YouTube video or short documentary narration. The 1963 United Kingdom sixpence coin is more than just a small piece of silver-colored metal. It is a treasure wrapped in mystery, rarity, and the possibility of life-changing fortune. While to the ordinary, it may appear as just another coin from the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, to a collector and a seeker of destiny, this very coin has been spoken of as one of the most powerful symbols of wealth hidden in plain sight. In the world of numismatics, there are stories of certain coins carrying an almost mythical worth, and the 1963 sixpence stands proudly among them, sparking fascination and awe in those fortunate enough to hold it. Imagine, for a moment, a coin so small yet so mighty that it holds the power to transform your financial destiny overnight. The 1963 sixpence is whispered to be that very key. In today's market, collectors' hearts beat faster the thought of finding one in pristine, untouched condition. It is said that such a coin can command millions in value, turning what was once worth half a shilling into a fortune beyond imagination. It is this unbelievable jump from a humble piece of change to a king's ransom that makes the coin a legend in its own right. Every coin tells a story, and the 1963 sixpence carries with it the echoes of a Britain that was transitioning into a new age. The country was moving past the austerity of the post-war years, stepping into modern times, and coins like these became silent witnesses to that history. But what makes the sixpence of this year so extraordinary is not only its age or design, but the tales of rare minting errors, secret batches, and collector demand that have magnified its value beyond the comprehension of ordinary currency. It's not just a coin. It's a portal to wealth and history intertwined. One of the greatest thrills in the world of collectors is the chase, the hunt for that one coin that could change everything. For many, the 1963 sixpence is that golden, or rather, silver, ticket. Imagine rummaging through an old drawer, a forgotten piggy bank, or an inherited box of keepsakes, and suddenly spotting the crown portrait of young Queen Elizabeth II with the year 1963 etched below. That moment of discovery could ignite the spark of a fortune waiting to be realized, a fortune that could catapult an ordinary individual into the world of billionaires overnight. What makes this coin especially captivating is its aura of secrecy. Unlike modern currency that is mass-produced and easily accessible, coins like the 1963 sixpence are prized for their scarcity, and their condition plays a pivotal role in skyrocketing their worth. A coin that has escaped the wear and tear of circulation, preserved in mint brilliance, is like a diamond among pebbles. Those who possess such a coin often guard it with a sense of reverence, knowing full well that its value lies not just in metal, but in the irresistible allure it casts upon collectors worldwide. To understand the weight of this coin's worth, consider how it has transcended its original purpose. No longer merely a unit of currency, the 1963 sixpence has evolved into a symbol of luck, wealth, and destiny. Across generations, the sixpence has been woven into British traditions, slipped into wedding shoes for luck, cherished as keepsakes, and passed down as heirlooms. When rarity joins hands with such cultural significance, value multiplies and legends are born. That is why this coin doesn't just carry monetary worth. It carries the dreams of those who long to stumble upon it. There are countless tales of people underestimating their fortune by selling such coins cheaply, only to later discover that they had parted with something priceless. The 1963 sixpence is a reminder to look closely, to never dismiss what seems ordinary, because within its small frame rests the power to rewrite one's story. If you have it, guard it like a treasure. If you seek it, chase it with passion, for it may be the one key that unlocks your unimaginable future. In the grand tale of coins and collectors, the 1963 United Kingdom sixpence shines like a beacon of possibility. It represents the meeting of history, rarity, and destiny, reminding us that fortunes often hide in the smallest, simplest places. So, if fate has placed this coin in your hands, do not let it slip away at a low price. For in its shimmer lies the promise of wealth so great, it can make you a billionaire overnight, a fortune changer, a life transformer, a legend of your own making.